up, everyone? It's the Nation of Podcation Daily Podcast. I'm O'Shea. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. Hip hop star True Life talks about his issues with Cameron, Jim Jones, and the DIPSET. And I mean, he goes off on these boys here, and it's wild, wild work. Now, as we all know, True Life, Jim Jones, Cameron, they all had their issues. There was an altercation between True Life and Jim Jones where Jim Jones allegedly got snuffed and unfortunately got relieved of some of his jewelry. And I mean, it was an ugly situation. And I mean, True Life is just, I mean, he seems like he's just a real chill dude, and he seems like those dudes are trying to bully him. That's from his perspective. So we'll see. I'm gonna let y'all listen to this clip from True Life as he explains. Let's tune in.
And I'll tell you the truth, man. You know, these girls been lying on me, man. The Spice Girls been lying on me a whole lot, you know, and they've been going on record saying disrespectful things, trying to rip apart Jay-Z. They trying to rip apart me. They trying to rip apart Nas. You know, Nas got 13, 14 albums. Jay got about 15 albums himself. Coming at veterans, they've been disrespectful to hip-hop. They not good for hip-hop. They promoting gang violence to the children, to the youth. I'm a positive fellow. My name is True Life. True Life stands for the righteous uniting everybody living in a fantasy environment. I'm not on no wild wanna-be gangster stuff, but if somebody calls me out and says they want to fight with me or they want to fight with me as a man, we can do it like men with their hands. It is what it is. So, you know, I feel like, you know, they running around, they said they had 50 downs and they wanted to fight me. You know, Jim just got punched in his eye, you know, last week. He ain't want to fight. Yeah. And, you know, this man, the same thing, man. So it's like, I don't even really like the result of that. And I feel like I sound like an idiot, and I want to apologize on the sake of hip-hop. But it's like, this thing is personal between us. This ain't really I got a personal vendetta with these kids, and I feel like you trying to stop my kids from eating, man. And you talking about you want to fight and all that stuff. Y'all want to fight, then we can fight, and we fight like men.
But
I came with two people.
True. It's Egypt, baby. Now, listen, you know, I hear you. I know you want, you know, trying to be on some positive stuff, but, you know, is there any truth to the rumor that is going around right now that you got Jim Jones jump and that you have his ring? You're wearing his ring.
We didn't get him jump. A 19-year-old kid from my neighborhood punched him in his eye as well. You know, so now they could be twins. Him and him and the girls, Jenny Jones and old girl, they could be twins. You know what I'm saying?
Well, are you wearing his ring?
One of them fight. Yeah, I got the ring on. I put it in their face yesterday and showed them the ring. Like, what's cracking, man? This what y'all want to get cracking? This what y'all telling the kids you got 16-year-old, 17-year-old kids in New York City. You convincing them to be bloods and going to school and cutting each other in the face to blood in, and y'all acting like y'all certified tough guys and being these images on TV, man. I grew up hating them type of people in my neighborhood. I feel like they ruined my life. I'm not one of them kind of people is what I want people to understand. People think that I'm this wannabe tough guy gangster who's on DVDs and ain't got no talent. I want my talent to speak for itself. To be honest, I don't even really want madness, man. I got my album is executive produced by Jay-Z and Snoop Dogg. I don't need none of this extra stuff right here.
I heard you yell. Hey, True, last night I heard you yelling, I'm not Jay-Z. I'm not in the air. I hear blank's corny raps.
I'm in the streets. I'm in the streets all day. I'm not in the air, so I got to deal with all of that. I don't fly around in G4s. I don't have that luxury. You understand what I'm saying? I'm a humble young fellow who rides around, and I ride around in a little van. I don't even got a Benz, no none of that. I live a comfortable, regular life, man. I'm trying to feed my family and feed my kids. Even if you getting at Jay, I know Jim very well and personally, so even if, like, I feel like he owes me more respect, man. I once protected this kid. I once squashed beef him in L.A. He's trying to run around. They try to blackmail me with a videotape. This thing gets real ugly and it gets real deep, like things that they've done. I don't really want to keep talking about it. I feel like I've moved on from all of this right here. I don't want this right here. I don't want to make records, but you know these guys are threatening me on records. They're saying they're going to do this. They're saying they're going to do that. So when you see me, you're going to have to live up to that. Right. I only had 2 people with me, man. You got 7-foot bouncers with you, you know what I'm saying, who you got on the payroll, who you need to fire. Because this is the second incident, and you need to fire them, B. Like, you got these big dudes on the payroll for no reason, because they ain't popping off with you, and you got your goons with you. You know, they on the Goonie Goo-Goos, and they talking about their bloods and all that, but then they don't pop off.
Truly,
you know, I kind of socked him in his eye. And, you know, after I socked him in his eye, he started to cry. When I saw a grown man cry, who I thought once was a gangster, you know, because if you're a gangster, then I don't really have no sympathy. You think you're a gangster and you this blood and you crazy and you this guy that I grew up hating from my neighborhood, then I don't have no sympathy. But if you just a regular dude, like you ain't on it like that, I have a little sympathy. I'm not a bully. That's not, you know, a fight happens when 2 people fight, not when 1 person. So it's like, you know, it is what it is. These dudes just running around talking like they want to fight with me, and you know, if they want to fight with me, I'm here. They go on the radio and make these shows and get them AR and send their little goons to make records about No, you trying to stop me from eating. You trying to stop my kids from eating. I got 2 kids, man. That ain't gonna go down like that, man. You know, he went and played this whole Hollywood role. I got Duke the God on the phone. Stop me from eating. I got a problem with that. So I'm like, if anybody want to get up, we can get up and we can handle it like men, man. Call Jim up. Here's my cell phone number. I gave them my cell phone number. Me and Jim once hung out before. You know how to get at me. So
right.
like I tried to get at him off the record and tried to squash you so that it didn't have to escalate or it didn't have to go nowhere. It didn't have to go to records and it had to go to violence and it had to go to nothing. But if he wanted violence, me and him could have fought like men, squared up like men. We could have laughed about it and went drank beers afterwards.
Well, True, I hope y'all come to some kind of conclusion on this, man, because I don't want to see anybody on either side of this thing get seriously hurt, man. And God bless you and God bless Cam, man. I appreciate you calling this morning.
God bless y'all, but okay, bye, y'all. But I just want them to stop, promoting the whole gang violence in our neighborhood.
Everybody needs to stop.
Everybody needs to stop. Y'all need to stop that.
All right, Nation, there you have it. Hey, he's going off on Dipset. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Dipset fan. I was in high school listening to Dipset, you know what I'm saying? And they was rocking when I was in school. You know, they had the jackets, you know what I'm saying? They had the jewelry and stuff like that. They was the first ones to kind of influence like the rock star lifestyle into the hip hop and kind of merge those two together. So, hey, I like what Dipset did. True Life, I'm not mad at him for what he's saying here. You know what I'm saying? If y'all gonna try to punk him or step up to him or call him out and all that, he's just being a man, stepping up for himself, standing up for himself. So you gotta respect that. Nation, what do you think about True Life's comments? Who you think will win in a one-on-one, nobody around, Jim Jones or True Life? Who you think will win? True Life or Cameron? Nation, y'all let me know in the comment section down below. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button on your way out.